Hey, what's up, guys? So I just sent you an email about the equity protection program slash novations, what they're normally called. Um, and so I want to do a little video about how I would pitch this to somebody. So I'm just going to pretend like I'm talking to a seller. So if the seller says, hey, yeah, I'm open to, getting more money and having no repairs and no commissions. And, even if it takes a little bit longer, we explain that to me. And I would say something to the tune of, okay, so with our equity protection program, essentially we are partnering with you in finding a end buyer after we come in and do renovations on the property. So we are going to be putting our own money into your property, and we are also going to be handling the process of selling it, meaning that there's going to be no commissions paid. There's going to be no repairs needed to be paid by you. We can even pay your closing costs, and we're going to put our money into your house and give you that higher number, because essentially what's happening is when I go buy a house for cash, I have to pay a high interest rate to a private lender who's going to lend me that money. So oftentimes on a home that's, say, $250,000 and needs $50,000 in repairs, I'm going to be paying somewhere around $15,000 to $25,000 just in interest over the course of me purchasing the home, repairing it, and then reselling it, depending on the amount of time that it takes. And so what happens in this scenario is, since you're able to keep the home in your name and just create a contract and an agreement with me, I'm able to come in and do those repairs and not have to pay the interest that I normally would. Now, you may be asking, well, do I have to stay in the home? Can I stay in the home? Do I need to move out? Well, it very much depends on how many repairs are needed and whether or not you're comfortable staying there when those get done. Preferably if we're going to be doing more extensive stuff, meaning like more repairs than just, basic, say, light fixtures and small individual repairs on things. If it's going to be more of like an upgraded remodel on the home, then it's preferred that you do move out. And what we can do is work with you on, storage, potentially a rental, getting you into somewhere else while that process is happening. And sometimes we do actually even agree to pay your mortgage if that's the situation where you need the mortgage taken off your hands. That's oftentimes still much cheaper than us paying for interest from a private lender. And so what this allows us to do then is, once the home is fully renovated, we come through and we find an end buyer on the open market, whether that's through our network or through the general public. And we do all of that. That's not something that you have to worry about. Again, this is a totally hands-off process for you. And in essence, where we make our money is the gap between us giving you this higher than cash price and us bringing it up to market value, so that then there is a profit margin for us after doing the repairs needed to get it to that higher value. So is that something that sounds like it could be of interest to you? Is there any other questions that you may have that you want explained in like a deeper way or further? And that's just really how you pitch it right there. So look through the key points on the email that I sent you, because it really is just a matter of framing it in a way where we are partnering with them and we're putting skin in the game. And because this is being totally transparent. Skin in the game meaning we're putting money into their house, so we have a vested interest in wanting to sell this thing, obviously, and get the money, back out of it and make some money on the profit or on the sale. And so I found in the past that, like, if people understand that we're actually coming in and we're taking this burden off of them of having to sell their home and go through the process of negotiations and repairs and showings constantly, and of paying any like closing costs or commissions, then it makes it a much more appealing proposal to them, because they are oftentimes getting that higher price, and even though they may not need to hit the full market value, nor can they hit it with the current state of the home, but they need more than what our cash offer is. And so there's quite a few people that are in that position, in that scenario, where, we just need to come up, there's a $10,000 to $20,000 gap that we need to cover. And if they're willing to wait another 90 days and let us do the work necessary to get it there, then that's something that we can do and partner with them on. So that was kind of long-winded, but just study those points, those key points in there. And remember, the biggest part with this is, a lot of times people are going to wonder why we can pay them more, and essentially they're inheriting the interest that we would be paying to a private lender. And so that's money that goes in their pocket instead of the private lender's pocket. And it also just makes it a smoother transaction for us, because we don't have to legally change hands via title. It just goes directly from their name. And then the end buyer, actually, this is really important too, the end buyer actually inherits the contract that we have with them. So we sign over the contract we have with them to the end buyer. And so say, we agree on $300,000 with the seller, but we're selling it for $350 minus closing costs and commissions. And then whatever that gap is between the 300 and what's left over after the closing costs and commissions is what we get. And in this scenario too, Nathan, we can have you list the properties as well, since technically you're a consultant and you work for your own real estate company. I don't own the real estate company that you work for, so we can do it that way as well. And being that you do reduce commission, we can also use that as a negotiating piece. So let me know if you guys have any other questions. You can make it pretty smooth. That was just kind of an off the cuff roll out there from me. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I think we can, close 5 to 10 of these this year if we pitch it correctly. So let's get good at that, and just make sure you know your stuff and have your ducks in the row of why it's advantageous for them to do it. All right, thanks.